It's Mik'd up with Mikie Mahtook. Got the boys in. I got Lloyd. We got Mitch. We got Jackie Boyd.
He tried to jump up and he might have knocked it in.
Good timing. Let's go. What a start to the Monday. I mean, I'm from Lafayette. My boys will come in and say,
oh, God. So me and Joe on the ground. I got Joe in the headlock. And he's sitting there, he's punching me in the stomach, like, punching me.
Here, is everyone sitting around? Who here thinks Ochinko can practice today after having 5 full beers? And he goes, Chad Jones, right? Chad's doing the team 6 minutes. For 7 minutes, right? Chad's like, no, man, I don't think Ochinko can practice today. And I was like, I look back, I'm like, Jesus Christ. I saw you there. You're more fucked up than me.
On the Spirit plane had some issues, I think. She was sleep farting.
You heard her or you just thought it was her?
I sat right next to her and I smelled it.
Whoa. What was that?
Time for the show.
Now, when you do go to spring training, are you gonna bring your chinchilla and your turtle? My dad tell you about it.
The SEC is God, they hate fat people. I mean, I get crushed for that. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man.
Hey, just the South, bro. You got a bunch of food down here. Like they should.
Players, look at Lloyd.
You know what, Lloyd?
You're looking for a recruiting coordinator, coach. I'm here.
He's like, I'll piss my pants right now.
No way.
We're wearing gray pants, long gray pants. He goes, I'll piss my pants right now. Hello. Welcome back to Mik'd Up. Today is Friday, March 15th. The Ides of March is what they say. Big day. You've never heard that? You never had to read the book? What is it? Is it Shakespeare?
I believe so.
I think it's Shakespeare.
I only watched the Family Opera,
I think it's Shakespeare. I had to read it in high school. We had to read the Shakespeare books in high school. I don't even know what it came from. Somebody probably knows because it's a very common. Is that the A2 Brute? No. Julius Caesar. No,
it
is.
Stabbed
him in the back. Look at that. Look at that. That's the Ides of March because he betrayed Brutus, or Brutus betrayed him.
A2 Brute?
A2 Brute.
Which apparently never happened.
What?
He never really said that. Got lost in translation in history.
Did it?
Yeah. It's pretty well known.
How do you know that?
It's something that people know. It's like something that was like reported on and known. They're like, actually, that never happened. But many more people.
I mean, this is from like the 1400s or something. Like, okay, well, they I don't know how they figured that out, but I'm glad they figured that out. But we're not here to talk about history or literature or stuff you learn in English class. You're here to talk about baseball. It is the eve of opening day, or not the eve. It is the opening night of SEC conference play. LSU is in Starkville, Mississippi this weekend with a 3-game series. They play tonight at 6. They play tomorrow at 4, and I think on Sunday at 1. We're going to get into the previews of this weekend. Mississippi State started off struggling this year, 3-4 to start the season. A lot of question marks. Obviously, they're coming off of an abysmal season last year. Not a good season the year before. Coaches on the hot seat. Teams need to figure out what they needed to do. They go ahead and they rattle off 9 straight wins to put themselves in a pretty decent position. They lose a midweek game this week against South Alabama, and then have to go into 11 innings against UNO, win 2-1, leading up into the weekend. Pretty good rotation. Like I said, we're going to get into that preview throughout the course of the show. Speaking of Mississippi State, LSU men's basketball played Mississippi State yesterday at noon. First round or quarterfinal, I guess. Second round. No, first round.
First round.
Right? First round of the SEC tournament, whatever it is. There's
Second round.
That's right, because everybody gets to buy. You know what I mean? So second round of the SEC tournament, their first game was a really close game for most of it. Mississippi State ends up running away with it at the end of the game. They win by 10. Mississippi State is now currently playing Tennessee in the quarterfinal round, and they are beating the brakes off of them right now in the first half. I'd imagine the game is going to probably tighten up in the second half, but LSU looked good. It was a great season for LSU. They still may be able to get a pick to go to the NIT. I hope that's the case because more games under their belt, under Coach McMahon, I think would be good for them going into next season. But whatever happens from here on out, it was a successful season, 9-9 in conference play. You saw the improvement as the year went on. I mean, they went 9-9, and they probably could have won 3 other SEC games. Ended up 12-6 in conference play, which probably would have put them in the tournament. So they're not far off. They have some help coming in next year, and some guys that got valuable playing time this year. So kudos and shout out to the LSU men's basketball team and to Matt McMahon for the job that he's done this year. LSU Softball. They are at home this weekend against Ole Miss. They are the only undefeated team left in college softball. They are 23-0, and they are playing some really good softball, really good ball right now, and putting themselves in a really good position. So hopefully they can finish out this weekend undefeated, because next week we get to have some conversations with some of the softball girls, and I'm looking forward to it because they're doing something that is pretty special, right? We said that, hey, nobody's ever gone undefeated in college baseball, and that is true. Softball, I don't.
Oklahoma.
Listen, I don't think they're going to go undefeated, but it's something that not many teams. I think Oklahoma's the only team, right, that's ever done it. Was that last year or 2 years ago? Whenever they did it, and so that's a hard thing to do, but they are putting themselves in a position to be the talk of college softball. So looking forward to that. Paul Skenes dominates and prime time yesterday. Now I get spring training. Obviously, he only threw, I think, 1 inning, but looked unbelievable in that inning on national TV for everybody to see. Number 1 overall pick from last year's draft against the number 1 overall pick in the 2022 draft. Both guys are going to be in the big leagues. I'd imagine Jackson Holliday will probably make the team out of camp, if not be up there in the next few weeks, in the first few weeks of the season. But Skenes, 101, 101, 102 to start the game. Then throws the old Uncle Charlie, change up, pulls a string on a full count to Jackson Holliday, swings through it, and you could see the way Skenes reacted to that pitch and that swing. Like, that's exactly how I wanted to throw it, where I wanted to throw it, and the result that I wanted to get from it. And he looked very impressive through 5 pitches for strikes. His velo was consistently over 100 miles an hour. Obviously 1 inning, but really good to see that, especially on national TV. And NFL free agency is
almost popped me.
You just popped yourself in the face right there.
Matrix did.
NFL free agency is very well underway. The Saints keep signing guys I've never heard of, except for Willie Gay. Cedric Wilson I've heard of, but I mean, what are we doing there? I don't really. Oh, actually, they signed Nathan Peterman.
The Peterman.
I heard him too when he threw the 6 interceptions.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, Nathan Peterman has never been successful in any level, and he's. I don't know. He's still in the NFL, but now he's in the Saints.
You know who loved him?
Sean Payton.
John Gruden.
John Gruden. He's lurking somewhere.
Every defensive player he's ever played against.
Listen. Hey,
God.
Brought in. That's the veteran guy that we relied on to help.
Toodle.
Not even Toodle, but like to be the veteran backup to our veteran quarterback who's getting paid a lot of money.
We just had a quarterback who just literally saw himself leave like 12 games last year, and we signed Nathan Peterman.
Just in case. Just in case. All right.
This Peterman, man.
Man.
I'm telling you, they're just turning into the Oakland Raiders.
Seems like it, right? We're gonna see what happens. I don't know. I look. They really like their quarterback they drafted from Fresno State. And I'm not. I've liked him when he's been in there, but he's young and nobody knows how he's going to be. So, maybe Peterman's very good in the film room. Maybe he's going to help him prepare. Maybe he's not great on the field, great off the field. I have no idea. I have no idea. Yeah,
he must do really good at like getting the coffee and the donuts.
He must be a great locker room guy. Something.
Kris Kringle, everything.
Something, dude. Like he walks in with donuts, he walks in with food, Chick-fil-A, whatever it is, he's bringing to the
PEDs.
Something. He
got popped, and he's 5'9", 170 pounds.
No, that's not Peterman.
That's Jake Hayner.
That's Jake Hayner.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What are you talking about, Peterman?
Oh,
Jake Hayner's not 5'9". He's 6'1".
Yeah,
I'm 6'1". That's not short. I mean, I guess compared to Giants in the NFL, he's a little skinnier than me. He's a little more petite, but we'll see. I don't know. Saints haven't done anything. A lot of other NFL teams have done a lot of different things. Philadelphia Eagles making a lot of moves. Still making moves. They just signed Devin White, along with CJ GJ, along with Saquon Barkley. Got all those guys. The Chiefs are very good. If you don't know, they just signed Hollywood Brown to come over there, which I think is going to be unbelievable.
It's a great sign for him, yeah.
Right? The Houston Texans are maybe one of the favorites in the AFC now. All the people they've brought in, Daniil Hunter and all the defensive guys they brought in, plus they bring in Joe Mixon. Like, they are doing it. Everyone seems to be doing it but New Orleans. So not great, but that's still going on. Aaron Donald, I'm done. He's been flirting with it for a few years. Shout out to Aaron Donald and his career, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year.
If you get a chance, go look at that defensive resume. It is impressive.
It's like some people get bored with like greatness and success, right? You see it so often, and you get so used to that one guy doing something that nobody else has ever done that you kind of get bored with it. And I think that's what happened with him. But every year he is double-digit sacks. Every year he is, the best player on the defense. And so congratulations to him. And tomorrow, if y'all weren't sure, is St. Patty's Day. So I had to bring that in there because this is the eve. Well, St. Patty's Day parade.
Okay.
Today is the eve of St. Patty's Day parade, which is the Earlapalooza, which we are looking forward to. I'm always looking forward to it. We have a great time on that day. I will be up very early and enjoying
on the up and up
some water, hydrating early with water. Mixed with some other things, I think.
Pre-workout?
Ooh.
Pre-workout, maybe some PEDs.
Pre-workout.
Pre-workout, yeah. Pre-workout, yeah. Play hards. The play hard pills. The salt pills,
Disco biscuit.
And no, play hards. Remember the salt, like the salt hydration.
What are you trying to play?
Play hard, like you want to don't get dehydrated, don't cramp. That's what we used to call them. The play hards. They're like it was like salt tablets that they would help electrolytes. That's what I'm taking.
I thought you were doing the Ocho Cinco train.
What's that?
Takes Viagra before games.
Whoa.
Just a half of one.
Whoa.
Yeah. Said it gets the blood flowing.
I
bet it does.
Obviously.
That's what it's made for.
I mean, that's what it's supposed to do, right? Like, I'm not doing that.
They should play hard.
I mean, play hard is. I guess that would be
a different way of looking at it.
That would be a different way of looking at it. But I'm not doing that. I'm gonna have a good time. And we're going to be on the float. And it seems like, hopefully, I'm not going to say it because I don't want to mush it, but
Kiss Me, I'm Irish-ish.
We're going to have a good time. You like that?
Yeah.
You like that? I think they sold out of them.
No.
I know, so you can't get one. Sorry.
I'm full-blown Irish.
Are you?
Oh, yeah.
That's the only thing you are, Irish.
Irish. And I think a little French.
You got some, so you're not full-blown Irish?
Full-blown Irish.
No, you're not.
My grandmother's name is Rosemary. She's dead.
Is that an Irish name?
I don't know. You let Lloyd tell the story.
Is that an Irish? I mean, usually you can tell someone's Irish by their last name.
I don't know her last name.
Oh. Okay. You know your grandmother's last name?
Wow.
I don't know.
Is your mom's side or dad's side?
Dad's side.
So.
But I don't know her maiden name.
Makes sense. Makes sense. There you go.
See how that turned?
Yeah. That didn't turn out the way you thought it was, huh?
You're in my water now.
Yeah. Let's talk LSU baseball against Mississippi State. They are in Starkville. They're in Stark Vegas. Back in the day, we used to fly a lot of places, but we would drive to the Mississippi schools and the Alabama schools on the bus. And I enjoyed the bus rides. They were fun. We had a good time doing it. They now charter everywhere. Jay loves the flights, which is great. So they're there early. They get to do what they need to do. And they play tonight at 6 o'clock. And you have our ace on the mound, Luke Coleman.
Weather pending.
Weather pending. Hopefully there's not much weather up there in Stark Vegas. I'd imagine that's not – they probably are going to have some rain. Do you know the weather? Is that why you're saying that?
Yes. Well, there's like a huge storm going through the southeast, but the dude is way up here.
So maybe he goes underneath.
It looks. I did look at the radar.
Is he going to go right underneath it? Is he going to go in between Baton Rouge? Hopefully it just goes in between Baton Rouge and the dude. Because obviously there's big things happening here. The Savannah Bananas are back out there tonight. I know people don't want to spend another night in Baton Rouge to wait till Sunday because this game would get that. I don't even call it a game. That performance would be moved till Sunday. They're supposed to go Thursday, Friday, Saturday, with Sunday as a rain delay game.
See, if you're I would think the Savannah Bananas would play regardless.
So here's the deal. The Savannah Bananas are built on not just them. It's not about them. It's about the fans. It's a fan experience. So, like, what's the point of them going out there and grinding through a game, right? Because they're not grinding through it, right? They're not trying to, hey, we got to get this in for the record. Like, no. They got to get this in because they're entertaining the fans. And so if the fans are going to show up, there's no reason to have the game. And so, yeah, that's why they would move it. But
such a loyal fan base, maybe they'd stick it out.
That's definitely a business model meant for great weather.
No doubt.
Or at least weather that says we can go out there and get it done.
No doubt. But they were electric last night apparently, and so LSU plays tonight. Ace on the mound for LSU, Luke Coleman, who has been arguably better than Paul Skenes was to start his season last year.
Fair to say, lights out?
Lights out. Yeah. 0 runs given up.
Lights out.
40 strikeouts. Mm-hmm. I think he's thrown 26 innings or something like that, maybe a little less than that.
How many walks?
Not many, 4 I think.
I probably think so, 4 or 5.
Not too shabby. He's on the mound tonight. Their ace is out. And their ace would be Nathaniel Dohm. Mm-hmm. And he is not pitching. He was there last year. Their ace this year having a good year. Their rotation, Mississippi State's rotation, actually has been throwing really well. LSU's rotation obviously has been lights out. LSU is 5th in the SEC in ERA, and everybody's like, well, everybody keeps saying they're the best team, they're the best pitching staff in the country, and they're the deepest pitching, all this stuff. Yeah, yes. But they are 5th in the SEC with a 2.8 ERA as a team, which is elite. So obviously SEC play is starting. Those ERAs are going to balloon a little bit. A&M is undefeated. They're 17-0. They're leading it with a 2.01 ERA in the SEC. I would imagine that they're going to be more runs given up at some point, from these teams. LSU, I feel like, have the horses to be able to continue to have that ERA, stay where it's at. But they are going to start tonight. Luke Coleman. They're going to have Gage Jump throwing tomorrow against Cal Steven, who Cal has a 3.38 ERA, not terrible. Gage Jump's got a 0 as well as Luke Coleman, which is good. Now, he's only got 13 innings pitched, so he doesn't have as many innings under his belt. But Cal Steven's got 21 innings pitched and 26 strikeouts, only 4 walks. So that's, I guess the ace isn't starting for Mississippi State.
No.
Evan Seary is starting. He doesn't have a ton of innings pitched.
Like
6 innings pitched, 7 strikeouts, no walks. I would imagine they are probably going to throw him there for 3-4 innings max. Try to bring some guys after him.
I'm really interested to see what they do, in the sense of, like, do they, if he gets to the first sign of trouble, do they pull him at that point? and really make it a bullpen night, or do they try to extend them a little bit, knowing that they have the other two guys? Because they could have easily gone and said, you know what, we'll move these guys up and bump them up a day, knowing that the starter wasn't going to be there.
Right.
And they decided not to do it.
Maybe, right? And I think they're hoping for the rain, because
Could be.
This guy is probably not going to go deep in the game. Hey, if the rain comes in the 4th inning, maybe that knocks Holman out the game. Yeah. Mm-hmm. This guy was already coming out probably after 3 innings. Puts LSU in a position where they're going to have to use some of their bullpen early on in the first game of the series. Hopefully allows, for Mississippi State's sake, allows them to kind of get deeper into that and maybe score some runs off the back end of the bullpen guys that, pitching earlier than they probably wanted to pitch. But to your point, I don't know what their plan would be. I'm hoping it stays out. I mean, Holman's got 24 innings, pitching 40 punchies. Like, I need that guy to throw.
And if you don't get him to throw,
innings.
if you don't get him to throw 6 innings too, so I guess on the LSU side it'd be interesting to see if, with the rain that's possibly here, who comes out the pen tonight.
Right.
Because you never know, right? There's so many guys you may want to. There may be a certain group of guys where Jay's like, I need them in the games that I know I'm going to get a chance to play the full game. And maybe he doesn't think that about tonight.
And don't forget
maybe the guys you see are the guys that you're going to be, that you can get used to seeing come out the pen on Friday.
And don't forget, if the game does get rained out or does get delayed and Holman can't throw, like if it starts and it gets delayed, on Tuesday, Kay Anderson only threw 30 pitches. Mm-hmm. So don't forget about that. That's probably a bullpen work for him, right? So he is available all 3 days this weekend, I would imagine. And so if Holman starts and goes 3 and it gets rain and the rain delays it and he can't come back out and throw any more innings, I wouldn't be shocked if you saw Kate Anderson come in, throw another 3 or so innings after him and bridge it to the thing. And I think that would be a huge thing. Now, there's a lot of guys they could, plug and play in that position. I'm not sure what they're going to do. Hopefully, it doesn't rain, no delay, and Holman does what he needs to do and gets to where he needs to be, and we're fine.
I'm wondering how much of Jay's decision, because obviously Jay's he's a huge mind in the sense of how he tries to game plan and how he tries to do things. I'm wondering how much of, because we know how finicky a weather forecast can be. I'm wondering how much that played into knowing what was possibly going to be there this weekend and saying, well, let me just make sure, because we all thought it was kind of weird that not only did he throw Kate Anderson on the Tuesday game, but he only threw him for like 38 pitches.
Right.
So you're like, well, he's obviously wanting him to throw this weekend. So now because we don't look at the weather like that. So now I'm wondering if it was, I probably need him to throw, and he may have to throw. He may have to be extended a little bit on probably the Friday night.
Weather forecast.
Yep, I was about to ask the weatherman Lloyd.
Yes, I'm here. It's weird because my YouTube algorithm somehow had the rain, like a live rain broadcast in it, and there was like 100,000 people watching these people predict the weather because it was so bad. And I was like, don't know how this got here, but I was like, let me check the weather for Starkville.
They're listening to you.
So 2 p.m. in Stark, Vegas, 60% chance. 3 p.m. it goes up to 82, 4 p.m. 78, 5 p.m. 43, drops off at 6 when first pitch is supposed to start, 18%.
Oh, we're good.
No BP on the field for sure.
No BP on the field. Cage BP, you're fine. Honestly, that's probably better anyway. They probably got on the field last night. Hopefully got some swings on the field, filled that out. But that's good news.
Just depends on how hard it rains.
No. No. If it's not raining and it stops raining, they're going to play.
Well, you have
delay it till 7. You know what I mean?
Lest us forget the lightning delay and everything that happens.
Yeah, that was here.
It's the same. I'd imagine it's an SEC rule, right? Where it's
as long as the game doesn't start, right? I think that's the coach's decision. Maybe not.
No, I think it's.
And the postseason is different. Postseason is different.
I say, first off, that wasn't an SEC decision.
Yeah, that was a postseason.
That was a postseason decision.
But I think the home team has the opportunity to say, okay, we want to start this or not. I mean, with the umpire's consent or conversation with the umpire. That sounds good though. That makes it seem like even if they have a delay until 7, that's fine. They play a later game on Saturday. That's no issue there.
Seems like there'll be baseball tonight.
Before we really get into the lineups, though, the one interesting part of this weekend that I'm looking forward to seeing,
interesting,
is Game 3. Right now, Thatcher. Obviously, we know what Thatcher's got. We know the ability he's got. They're the sophomore pitcher for Mississippi State, Gerangelo. What's the last name? Clintehe?
Siente.
There's an L in there.
Silent.
That's a J. Those are 2 J's.
2 J's.
Oh, CIJNTJE.
Siente.
Whatever. Right? Durangelo, JC.
Oh, yeah.
On the bump.
Jesus Christ.
As Sunday, right? You know, when you look at this box score or you look at the starters, it says, you know, RH or LH. This says BHP. So for those of you who don't know what BHP means, it's both hand pitcher.
Yeah.
So JC throws right and throws left, which if you watched the game last year.
Old Testament, New Testament.
Yeah. If you watched the games last year, you know him, you recognize him. He pitched last year, and he's not that he's just throwing 91 from one side and 89, 90 from the other side. It's 97 and 94. I don't know which side's which, but he throws hard on both sides. Last year, his issue was walks. He had 50 innings pitched, walked 35 guys, I believe, and had an 8 ERA. He had a bunch of strikeouts, but he walked a bunch of guys. This year, he has a 2.08 ERA, 21 innings pitched, 35 strikeouts. Now he's got 11 walks. Not as high of a rate as he had last year, still in there. But he's explosive. He's got great stuff. And the reason why LSU was able to have success off of him last year is because of walks and himself putting him in trouble and raising his pitch count. So I'm interested to see what happens there because, you know, obviously he has the ability to dominate, but he also has the ability to kind of give it away. Thatcher has been better the last couple outings, and so I want to see him continue to take that next step forward. So that's, to me, the most interesting matchup of the 3 games.
Think about what we're talking about here. Like, just to show you where the SEC is right now, look at what the Sunday matchup is in an SEC game.
Right.
That could very easily be a
Friday
night matchup.
Yep.
Like, that's where the level of talent is in the league.
No doubt. Mississippi State's strength is their pitching staff. Their starting rotations, starters for sure. Their pitching staff. The team ERA is sub 4, so that is their main thing. Now, as far as offensively, they don't really have much. They have 3 guys that you really have to worry about, and really out of those 3 guys, 1 guy has the ability to really beat you, and that guy is Dakota. What's his name? Dakota Jordan.
Yeah.
He's hitting .415 with 9 homers. He's the one guy. Mississippi State as a team, I think, only has like 13 home runs. Like
only 3 other players with homers, or 4 other players with homers.
Yeah, so they don't have many. I think they're 14 or 15 home runs total on the year. They're 13th they're the second to last team in the SEC in total home runs.
4 other players, only 1 other with multiple
homers.
And he has 2.
So you got 11 and then
2.
So 14.
Yeah.
They got 14 total homers as a team. LSU doesn't have a ton, but I think they have 25 maybe LSU does. And so offensively, I'm not as worried about them. If the pitchers can go out there, throw strikes, dominate, get ahead of guys, I think that they're going to put themselves in a position. Force these guys at the plate to beat you. Don't help them, right? Don't put them on base. Don't give them extra at-bats. Don't make boot balls around. Don't do those things that help teams that aren't as good as you beat you. Yeah. If you do that and you make them beat you, I think that LSU they run away with these games. But you still got to play the game on the field. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
I would imagine, especially tonight where the starter's out, that for Mississippi State, any run they can get, and the runs on the weekend, obviously, but for sure tonight are at a premium for what they do. So I think it's really important that the LSU pitching staff, that the LSU defense comes out and plays in the sense of we have to throw strikes, we have to make plays. We can't really give away extra outs and extra pitches because there's no way they're not going to try to take advantage of that, knowing that they don't play with much power, knowing that they don't have their ace in the hole at night. So I think it's important for them to come out and play really quality defense and really pitch it well for them to be able to do what they need to do.
Agreed. What about you, Lloyd?
I am interested to see, because of the emphasis that LSU has, or it seems like when LSU plays well, it's their deliberate approach at the plate of taking pitches, making sure that they take quality at-bats with the guy that's going who doesn't walk a lot of people. I know he has a limited amount of innings pitched, but he throws strikes. I'm interested to see how if LSU changes their approach at the plate to be able to, if you're just going to go down 0-2, if they start attacking a little bit early. And for that, I think it might be a good game for Tommy White if you're going to throw him strikes. He likes to hunt early in the count. I think that's where LSU could probably make it say.
Who do you think? You think they keep Bingham in the leadoff spot? I think they do. I'd imagine Kling's probably going to be in the 9-hole spot to start the weekend. Hopefully he can get going.
Him 8th for confidence. I
don't think 8th or not. Honestly, I think I'd rather bat 9 than 8.
I'd rather bat 9th than 8th. I think, yeah.
To be honest with you.
Yeah, but I think hasn't Roswell been batting 9th like pretty much the majority of the year? Like it feels like he's kind of settled in there.
I mean, it's I would rather put Kling at 9 because I think Kling can do more things on the bases for you, and
no better compliment than double leadoff.
That's right. That's it, right? You only lead off one time.
That's right.
You know what I mean? You're only a leadoff hitter once. That's the first time you get up to the plate. But him hitting 9-hole, right, puts him in a position where he's not going to get a lot of extra at-bats, which is good, right? You don't have to stress as much. You don't have to put all that mental on you to say, okay, I got to get hits. I get 4 or 5 at-bats, whatever it is. He leads the SEC in hit by pitches.
Hell yeah.
So he's getting on base, right? So now you have the opportunity to get on base with guys like Tommy and Bingham and Travinsky and those guys right up in the top of the lineup to drive you in. And sometimes when you're able to get on base and do something productive, whether you walk or you have an infield single or you get a double or whatever it is, and you get maybe a stolen base or you're able to score a couple times, you kind of feel like you're part of the game and you're part of that merry-go-round. Sometimes that kind of propels you into getting hot. So I wouldn't have a problem with him hitting 9-hole.
Yeah, but I do think this too. Hitting 9-hole with somebody that walks and or gets hit a lot. Don't think that doesn't play into what you see average wise as well, right? Because if he's walking and or getting hit a lot, what's he also not having?
Strikeouts or
at bats.
Yeah,
right. So now if I go 1 game, 2 games or a game where you're getting a walk, or if you're hitting 9-hole and you're getting an at bat, quote unquote, taken away by a walk or a hit. He may be 0 for 2 or 1 for 2 on the day, especially now getting into conference play. And it's hard for those average numbers to climb when you don't have at-bats. Right. So, that kind of plays into that stuff as well. So, if I was you and you're watching him right now, and if he is hitting in the 8 or 9 hole, don't stress so much on the average number. Watch the rest of what he's able to do and how he's able to impact the game.
And, look, that's what Jay's looking at, right? Jay's not looking at –
He's not looking at average.
Did you go 2 for 3, 3 for 4? How many hits you get this weekend? No. How productive were your at-bats? How good did I see you? Jay is going to use his eyeballs on situations like this, right? How are you getting off your good swings, right? If you're fouling pitches off and you're just missing pitches and you're putting together good at-bats and you're kind of close, he's going to keep you in there. If you're chasing things and you're not even close and you're putting up feeble, non-competitive at-bats, I would imagine you see him make a move. But what do you mean
make a move?
Out
the lineup
for a game or so, right? I don't think he should. But if you are now no longer competing at the plate, right? If you I'm not saying he's going to do this because I think he's going to go the opposite way. I think he's going to lock it in. He's going to compete. He's going to try to grind out some of these at bats. But there's other times where I've been in situations in my career where I've struggled so much. I've been so in my own head that I was so lost that I was just swinging at stuff, not because I was trying to, I wanted to swing at them. I was just chasing and pressing and doing these things and put myself in a position where I wasn't even having competitive at-bats. And sometimes you need a couple days where you're okay, you're not going to get an at-bat. You're just going to watch for a couple times and see. And I don't think it's going to happen. But, Jay's going to use his eyes in those situations. He's going to do what's best for the player and for the team.
And in that same conversation, too, for the player and for the team, but for the team, there's so many capable, good bats that he could either be inserting late in the game and or guys that could possibly come in and start and play later games in the series. So I think it's important to watch because you do still have the Browns. You do still have the Pearsons. You do still have – there's so many guys. You do still have the Ethan Frys. There's so many guys that can be put into the outfield. Obviously, they're not all going to play center. But they can be put into the outfield.
Brady Neal throwing in right field.
That's what I'm saying. You got Brady Neal. There's so many guys that he can be rolling out there that's actually going to give you quality at bats as well. So that's something to watch for, because there's, especially as the game goes deep, especially if the pitching staff's able to do what they need to do, and you may need that pinch hit, you may need that at bat. We'll see.
I'd imagine Brady and Travinsky are both in the lineup today.
It's probably not out yet, is it?
No.
It comes out like an hour before the game usually.
Yeah, so it's not going to be out for a while, but I would imagine they're going to be both in the lineup. One will be catching, one will be DHing, which will be Travinsky DHing. I would imagine Brady Neal, unless he plays all three.
That's what I mean. Milazzo is hitting at such a rate where you don't really want to take him
Right,
out
and
the
if
lineup.
you want, maybe he wants Milazzo catching the ace on Friday. I don't know. But, like, look, that's the flexibility of the lineup. You can play all three catchers at the same time.
Yeah.
And the beauty of it is one's a DH, right? So, like, the problem with playing multiple catchers, if you play two and one's the DH and one's the catcher, you cannot put that DH as the catcher because then the pitcher has to hit. With three of them and another catcher in right field, you can put the right fielder behind the dish who's the catcher. So now you don't have to worry about the issue of, like, oh, we have three guys. What happens if the catcher gets hurt?
Yeah.
You know, and so –
we also think too, like, do they have the ability to do it? Yeah, I wouldn't be thinking about, like, how often are they going to do it, just because of the simple fact that, like, we are sitting here watching a team that's not exactly, to this point in the year, driving the ball out of the ballpark so much.
Right.
So by the opportunity of having all those guys on the bases, like, you are going to need guys that can go 2 bases at a time, guys that can actually stretch those things, and that's a third of your lineup that realistically can't do that.
Right. And look,
so
you have a right-handed pitcher starting for Mississippi State today. I don't know the depth of their bullpen as far as, like, arms, but they're probably going to want Brady Neal in the lineup, right? Lefty bat, righty starter. And so, you know, you're going to want Milam in the lineup because he's kind of forced his way into an everyday role. Yeah. Plus, he gets fits from the left side, switch hitter, obviously. You're going to want those guys in there. You're probably going to want Pearson in the lineup, right? So that may make the decision a little bit easier. Hey, we need the lefty-heavy lineup. We're gonna put Pearson in the outfield or Jake Brown in the outfield, and we're going to move Brady Neal's going to catch, and we're going to have a lefty-heavy lineup. And then, hey, they make the move, then Jay has the ability to say, all right, now we're going to take, you know, one of those guys out and put Fry in or whoever. So it seems like Jay's going to try to play the matchup offensively too, as long as he can. LSU's middle of the road in the SEC as offense goes, as far as offense goes.
Right.
Hitting 304 as a team. They're, I think, 6th or 7th in the SEC in home runs. You know, they're like 5th or 6th in runs scored. They're right in the middle of the pack, which is okay, right? They're not awful and they're not elite, but they're right in the middle. Their pitching is elite, and I think that they're in a pretty good spot to be able to continue to move forward, right? They're not even close to touching on what they can do offensively, and so I think that's a pretty good sign.
For Mississippi State's bullpen, I would say you have Cam Schulke, who is obviously going to – he's starting, right? No, he's not. That's the area. Okay, so Cam Schulke with 8 appearances, Brooks Auger with 8 appearances, Tyson Harden with 7, Tyler Davis with 7. So those are guys that I would imagine.
Those are guys at the pen.
Yeah, that have.
How many lefties? How many righties?
It doesn't tell me that.
Oh.
So these are just guys that, and by innings pitched, it's been Schulke, Harden, and then
James.
That would.
I don't know how.
I think he's taking a day off.
I don't know how well he'd be doing out there.
And Colby Holcomb with 12 innings for Cam, 11 for Tyson, 7 for Tyler Davis, which is such a Mississippi State name, and 9 for Colby Holcomb. So those
Colby
guys,
Holcomb seems like a Mississippi State name too.
So does what's their best hitter's name?
Dakota Jordan.
That is the one.
That's the one.
That's the one.
That's why he's the one.
Yeah, it's probably born and raised Starkville, went to Starkville High. This is his destiny.
Yeah, Willie Gay did too. Was from Starkville.
Finally got him.
That one hit you hard. I know. You've mentioned it a few times. Oh, it should have been LSU. I think 3 different times we talked about last time we talked about it on Monday or Wednesday. Oh, he should have been LSU.
We talked about it when we watched the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Finally
got him home.
You got him here.
He's always wanted to be in Louisiana. It just took a little bit longer.
Yeah, we
than
got
I
him here though.
8 years later.
We got him here.
He's here.
Yeah, and he's gonna be good.
He's gonna play.
He's gonna be great.
Not gonna play tonight.
I wish he could play
but
tonight.
He's the next one up for DeMario Davis. The retirement tour is soon to come.
Yeah, probably after this year, I'd imagine.
I think he just extended to 2 years, so.
Yeah, but I think this is like the one guaranteed year, right? Like,
if that happens, the Saints are. Let's not go there yet. We're still on LSU baseball. But
you're right.
Yes, Willie Gay, also Mississippi State. not a proud alum because he wanted to come to LSU.
Not a proud alum.
But that's the guys that I would imagine with how Mississippi State is set up, especially going up. Let's say weather withstanding. Let's say it's a great night at the park.
Yeah, no rain.
With LSU pitching the way that it is, and with Holman, do you think that would be the strategy? If he's going to go in there and throw a ton of strikes, how far into the game would you expect to see him if LSU is doing what they do
Holman?
offensive? No, I think he's going to go as long as
yeah, right.
But I'm talking about for Mississippi State. Like, it could be 2 innings or it could
I don't know. So 6 innings pitched, guy's not starting, right? He's not a starter. So, or he hasn't started to this point yet. I don't know. I think they're probably going to try to get 50 pitches out of him. At least, maybe 65. Depending on what he does. So that, to me, if it's 50 pitches, it's probably about 3 or so innings. 65, he could probably get to 4.
I think
if he's very efficient, he can throw 5. But
that's where I guess my bigger question is like, what do you see LSU's approach being? Like, do you try to see them jump on a count earlier, or do you want him to try to extend and then take advantage?
I would want him to try to extend because I would want to try to get into that bullpen. That way they have to really try to extend. I think that's something you need to do no matter who's throwing on Friday night. The better you are at getting to the starter on Friday, the more you thin out the bullpen for the rest of the weekend. So let's just say you get to that Saturday, those guys know they have to give quality starts, and it becomes harder on that team to do it. So I think as LSU as a team, it's how can we get to this guy as early as possible? Do we feel like it needs to be we need to see it out, or do we feel like we need to jump on him early? But that's what they need to be trying to do.
And that's the next point, right? Like, what do you want him to do? Yes, getting to the bullpen is always important. How do you get to the bullpen, though, right? There's multiple ways. You can either, hey, this guy's all erratic. The guy on Sunday, hey, prove to me that you're going to be around the zone. I'm going to tighten the zone up. I'm going to make sure this is one location that I'm looking for. Prove to me that you can throw consistent strikes, and I'm not going to chase. I'm not going to help you out. And that's kind of how you would approach that.
Yeah,
this guy,
LeBaron and James approach at Texas.
Right. This guy, 6 innings pitched, no walks. Not a high sample size, but let's just say he's around the zone, right? He's not a guy who's walks guys. I would think, hey, we are going to stay within the strike zone, but I want you to be aggressive. Right? I want you to go at this guy. I want you to have aggressive swings. Like, don't try to lift the ball, but just don't wait for this guy to throw strikes. Force this guy out of the zone, right? Like, hey, if this guy's going to be around it, go out here, be aggressive. Make him nervous to throw the ball over the white and make him start throwing balls and kind of nitpicking and getting scared. I think that should be their mindset until you face a guy like guy on Sunday.
There's also something, too, like we've seen it the other way around with Ackenhausen, especially this year. Obviously, we saw it a good bit at the end of the season last year, but especially this year is you get those guys that are used to coming out of the pen and you have them come out to start games with clean innings. If you let those guys get comfortable, they extend what they were supposed to be out there for maybe 50 pitches. They extend that shit into 65, 70 pitches. And now they've gone 6 innings on you, and that's the last thing you want it to happen. So I think it's important that when you get guys that are out of the pen and they get in these situations, you get to them early. That way you kind of rattle them, and they have to go to the pen.
Right.
This is why I come out the bullpen.
Right.
I'm not supposed to be out here.
And I think that's the approach for tonight. So to answer your question, to come all the way back to the original question, the approach, how do you get him out? You get to the bullpen by being aggressive, forcing him out of the zone, making him nervous to get smashed. Right? And that's, to me, I think is going to help the offense. Throughout the course of the weekend in the SEC, you've got to be in a position. But there's a difference between being aggressive and being reckless.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you want them to be aggressive on strikes, and you want them to be able to not swing at balls and not help him out and not chase out of the zone, right? I know that's, you're like, oh, well, of course. Like, yeah, that's, you want to know, say, this is what I'm looking for. They have a scouting report on this guy. This is what I'm looking for. If I don't get it, I'm not swinging. If I don't see it over the plate, I'm not swinging. And I think LSU's done a pretty good job of that. They don't have a ton of strikeouts as a team compared to the SEC. Guys like Jared Jones, who is a big strikeout guy, has 17 walks. I think he's in the top 5 in the SEC in walks. And so to me, that bodes well. You've got to have some start to get some starts and some games under their belt over there being aggressive, and they're the one pushing the tempo and changing the tempo of the pitcher, not letting the pitcher change the tempo of them of the hitters.
Yeah.
That's what I think they need to do.
Yeah.
That's what I think that they will do tonight.
part 2 of this question.
Perfect.
Just because of how Holman has pitched up to this point, do you think that Mississippi State looked at that and said, let's throw CR?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because y'all got on me last year with this theory for...
And that ended up being a thing.
Yeah.
I don't. I think that, LSU's, because if you look at all 3 of the starters, all of them have thrown well. So it's like, I guess if you had one guy based off ERA, they say, oh, well, let's leave our ace for Thatcher, which I don't believe that they're doing. You know what I mean? So I think it's just this is the best way to do it. I feel like they saw the weather. They said this is a guy who's going to throw strikes. Yeah. Let's get him in there and let's keep the other guys on their same routine.
Yeah, I wouldn't say there was a 0% chance of the Holman idea being a thing, but I think it's very, 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 very small. And I think the weather, obviously with the starter being out, is a bigger thing for them. In the sense of if we have to go ahead and burn someone, let's go ahead and let that be a bullpen guy other than one of our other starters since we're already down one starter on the weekend.
I like it.
Trying to find highlights of this guy. But,
do you have his – how old is he? A freshman? I mean, he's on there. He is a sophomore. So does he have numbers from last year?
Not that I've found, but I'm just looking up to see what I've heard from – other baseball reports out there that he throws everything isn't straight, not a lot of velo, but he's always around the zone and everything has movement to it. So
well, that's a guy that even more reason make sure he's throwing strikes. Those are the guys that
make you get yourself out.
Exactly. Yeah. Those are the guys you look up, you come into the dugout and you say, hey, how is this guy? This guy sucks. Like he doesn't have anything that can beat you. And you look up in the 6th inning and you're like, damn, we've got 4 hits, no runs, and we're losing 2-0.
He's going 5 1/3. He's giving up 2 runs and
no strikeouts,
4 hits, and you're like, "What is this?"
Like you're hitting balls at 110 miles an hour right at the shortstop, and you're like, "Why is this happening?" It's because you're chasing pitches out of the zone, or you're swinging at borderline strikes that he wants you to swing at, and you're helping him out. And so,
banger of a curveball.
Oh, you got a scouting report?
Yeah, this was in 2021. Huh? So velo,
but he was in high school.
Yeah, this is velo's probably up a little bit. 86 to 90, topped out at 91. Curveball 68 to 75, changeup at 78. So 3-pitch guy.
68, huh?
Fastball has a little run on it. It's a big, almost like Barry Zito.
It has to be at 68.
It's hard when he's in high school. What's this guy's name?
Evan Sierra.
So last year's numbers. 14 games, 14 appearances, 3 games started. 28 innings pitched, 35 hits, 27 runs, 22 earned runs, 12 walks, 28 strikeouts. Give up 8 home runs. Hitters were hitting 300 against him. He had a 7 ERA. So
he's a bat-to-ball guy. That's
right.
Yeah.
Very, very
He is a bat-to-ball guy. If you get to sinker up, he'll give up homers.
Yeah.
8 home runs in 28 innings, not great.
No.
That's not
hitting over 300 against him, not great.
Yeah. So that's
look, it's a very short sample, but the numbers are better this year.
Right.
So you're wondering what's changed because they're not exactly that.
Yeah, right. So he threw 20. He has 6 innings pitched this year. So he's going to be around the zone. He's going to want to get you. He's going to want you to get yourself out. And I think if LSU continues to hone in on the strike zone like they've been doing and make him work and make him try to throw strikes, the more pitches you make him throw, the more mistakes he's going to make, is what those numbers tell me, right? And so, I think it's a good challenge, a good first week for LSU. It's a good way to start the SEC because you're about to go through a gauntlet. Mm-hmm. Florida comes in next weekend. I forget who you got after that, and then you got Vandy on the first weekend of April. So you're going to go through a gauntlet of teams. Florida's kind of struggling a little bit right now on the mound. I think they have they're last in the SEC in ERA. I think they have a 5.5 or something like that as a team. That is part of why they're not doing as great as they wanted to do. But they're Florida, and they can figure that out.
Arkansas would be after Florida.
So you got Mississippi State, and you got Florida at home, Arkansas at Arkansas, and then Vandy at home. Okay, so you go road, home, road, home, road, home. But those 4 weekends after, that's tough.
Heavy air. at the dude. 80% humidity.
Yeah.
Over under is 11.5.
If it's not raining, boy, those grills, it's gonna be lingering. The smoke out is gonna be lingering out there in the outfield.
They're gonna pack it.
It's gonna be hard to see.
It might be a windy day though. That smoke, the smoke might
Maybe
not play
if it's
much of a
windy,
factor
but
today.
if it ain't windy and it's muggy, it is sitting on top of you.
Got 5-mile-an-hour winds.
That's
right now.
Yeah.
That's right now.
Yeah.
That's not game time.
Do you have the hourly?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. It's 4
We got
miles.
weather coming through, so
Yeah, but he's telling right now. So
Yeah,
what's
this is the projected. Yeah,
yeah
it's just
projected weather at what the game time? I mean projected win at game time.
4.
4 miles an hour. Okay, so we'll see.
if you get that, yeah,
We'll see.
Northwest.
Northwest.
you already know they're gonna be out there tailgating.
No
so
doubt.
They're out there right now.
That's
No
what-
doubt.
Yeah, exactly. That's
No
what
doubt.
it
They're
is.
having a good time, which I can't wait next weekend. Our time to shine next Saturday, baby.
Brucey's time to shine.
Can't wait. We'll have the studio really set up. We'll be able to bring all the stuff, the beers, tailgates, the alcohol,
the alcohol,
the food,
Alcohol.
the energy, personality.
The hard-ons.
Whoa.
Whoa. Y'all were
The play hard.
Oh,
Nobody
we
said
say
that. No.
Don't try to turn it into Lloydism.
That's what they were called.
Nope. Play hards.
Play hards.
Yeah, not hard-ons.
Oh.
No. Play hards.
Potential rebrand.
They probably have something named those, actually.
Yeah.
I would imagine that they have a product out there called
I've been
that.
buying these at the gas station. They're supposed to hydrate me.
Yeah, I don't think that works, bud.
I don't think those are the ones behind the counter.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
pretty
think
sure
they.
that's
I
not
don't
what
think they
that's
work. You pop for a drug test on those things.
Go
for.
on.
Goodness.
All right, you said over under is 11.5.
Yes.
I like the under.
Okay.
I just don't think Mississippi State's going to score a ton.
I like the over. I like the over today.
Interesting.
I just don't think Mississippi State's going to score much.
And LSU.
LSU can win 10-0.
No, I'm saying LSU run line would be minus 2.5.
Well, that's a lot in baseball. I like that though. I like a 2.5 run line. I like them winning by 3.
And money line minus 240.
Yeah, I'm not gonna mess with that.
I like the over.
10
Give
to
me
win
the over.
14.
You like the over? Why do you like the over?
I don't know.
No reason, just a feeling.
I got a feeling.
Okay. So you like 12 runs total. I like 11 or under. You know what I mean? So I just don't know. I just don't see them scoring a ton of runs off of home now. If rain comes in, obviously, but that you can't predict that. So yeah, I like that. Let's go to the line. Stat lines. It's Holman Day. It's Luke Holman Day on Friday. I think he's earned the right to have his own stat line that we can have to predict.
Oh, absolutely.
You go first.
Let me see. So, for what he's done, 24 inning pitch, that's 6 innings. So, I'll say he goes a full 6, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts.
Okay. 6 innings, 1 walk, 9 punchies. Runs?
1.
1 run.
None. We keep it going. No earned.
Or you can give 1 run, no earned.
It'll be an unearned run.
Okay.
Jared Jones.
I'm going to go.
Jeez,
I'm
dude.
kidding.
What the hell?
Man scared of a pickoff.
You're unbelievable. I'm going to go 6 1/3. 9 punchies. 6 hits, 1 run. First run given up.
Okay.
1 walk.
2 pickoffs.
2 pickoff attempts.
I'm going to go.
6 pieces of bubblegum chewed.
I'm going to go his best outing of the year.
Steps off twice.
I'm going to go his best outing of the year. I don't think Mississippi State have the horses to be able to knock him out early. I think he's going to go 7 1/3.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I mean, he's been throwing 66 innings with like 70, 80 pitches. So I think he's going to go 7 1/3, and he's going to have 11 punchies. He's going to give up 2 runs, 1 earned, and walk 2.
There is the potential for a Dakota Jordan solo shot. That's probably on the table.
2 runs, 1 earned. 7 1/3, 11 punchies.
11 punchies.
He struck out 12 in that 6-inning game. Yeah, I think he's gonna strike out. He's gonna punch out 11. That's my prediction. Pick the clicks.
They have 23 stolen bases, Mississippi State. Is that a lot?
My pick to click?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay.
My pick to click? I'm going to go Milam. Big day for the freshman.
Get his first one.
Big day for the freshman.
Get his first one. It doesn't have to be today. The weekend. There's a pick for the weekend.
Oh, okay.
You know, because we're not going to have another show.
Big weekend for the freshman.
Yeah, I like it. I like that one a lot.
I will go with Bingham. Pick to click.
Ooh.
Batting comfortably in the leadoff.
Hit the homer midweek.
He's obviously something he did all of last year at Arizona where he led off.
Mm-hmm.
He's comfortable in the role. It's his first
Fifth
time
year.
in SEC play,
Yep.
but 5th year, I think he's comfortable in that spot.
Okay. I mushed this guy last time, so I'm not going to mention him this time because I think he's going to end up hitting him without me saying it. So, but I'm going to pick. I like Pearson. I like Pearson. This feels like a Pearson weekend. I like him to hit a homer. I think Brady Neal, but Pearson's my pick.
I like it.
That's my pick.
That plays.
Pick to click.
I could see LSU getting a ton of hits today.
You think they go sweep or series 1?
Series 1.
Okay. Sweep or series 1?
Series win.
Me too. Series 1. I love a sweep on the road, but I think series 1.
And we got to start getting that narrative out.
Series.
Now.
Series are important. Series are important. I don't care what you think of a team. Series are important.
Just let me slide this one in here real quick because it's crazy that this
Slip
just
it in
happened.
there.
Philadelphia Eagles making moves still.
What'd they do?
Traded for
Well.
Kenny Pickett.
Whoa.
Breaking.
Traded
Whoa.
for Kenny Pickett. Yeah.
Oh,
Who's they trade?
I don't know. I just saw it.
Well, I'm going to look that up now. Oh, my God.
Just saw. I was like, what?
Need a backup. To
Traded
Jalen Hurts. Does that
for-
say – did they already pay Hurts?
And a pick swap. So
they pay Hurts.
Did they pay him?
Yeah, I mean, this doesn't mean they're not going to.
yep. Send
No,
him
I
in.
know. I'm just asking. I mean, they're not – he's the backup.
Oh no! Apparently, so they literally. I just saw. Once they signed Russell, he preferred to move on, so they're trading the Philly in a pick swap. This is from your boy Adam.
Thanks, Adam Shefty. So the backup now is Trubisky, right?
Where? And no, he's gone. He signed back with the Bills.
Oh, that's
They
right.
don't
That's
have a
right.
backup
Trubisky's
now.
been gone.
And
Who
Rudolph
was- Rudolph's gone, so
signed
who's the
with
backup there?
Cleveland or I don't know. Not Cleveland. Somebody. They don't have one now. It's Russell right now. That's the only one they got in the cupboard right now.
Wow.
I thought it was pretty. It was big enough to shake
That's
up what
big.
we were doing. I was like,
that's
what?
a good segue back into like the conversation. Kenny Pickett going to the Eagles, so you know where he's from.
Damn, hometown guy. They trade
Staying
out.
in the state.
He hadn't left the state yet.
Staying in the state of Pittsburgh.
It's probably safer for him to be out.
Um,
All in on Russell.
I mean, I don't think.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
think
wild.
Have a choice, yeah. Wow.
that's
maybe,
wild.
Maybe they
the
draft
Eagles,
the quarterback too.
Eagles are making moves. I mean, that's a good. I guess that's a good backup to have. Like,
Saints forced their hand after they took Peterman off the table.
yeah, I know. That's probably. I think that's what they wanted. They were like, damn it.
What are we gonna do now? We
Damn
gotta fill
it.
it.
They put. I can't. The Saints must have our scouting reports. They know that this is who we're going after. Who'd you say they traded? Or traded like what?
It was
just
a pick
picks?
swap. They didn't say which picks. Just pick swap.
Wow.
They gave him away.
So they got Kenny Pickett, and then
And whatever pick,
picks
yeah.
they swapped.
Mhm.
I'd imagine they probably swapped like a second, third rounder.
Probably
third
like a
rounder.
third or fourth. Second or third or fourth. One of them.
Yeah.
There's no way they gave a second.
No,
like
third
Kenny
rounder
Pickett.
for sure.
No. Probably pick it in a second for a third, or pick it in a third for a fourth, or some shit like that.
You could have got Pickett for a bundle of sticks.
Hey, you know you put in the tag on Twitter.
I did. I saw that.
Okay.
I was watching the A&M
I
game.
was like, oh, they're not playing Texas A&M. I was like, wait a minute, what are we talking about here?
Yeah, I know. Same colors.
Okay.
I know all about Mississippi State, though.
You
Imagine
do.
if I had done the whole entire doc.
You do.
I was like, oh, playing A&M. Like, nope. Refresh.
Wow, that's a big move.
Yeah, Mississippi State. It's not a big move at all. Are y'all serious right now, or is this a joke?
No, I mean, I
That's
thought
a-
it was
that's a big
big
move.
enough to like.
I'm not saying it's a big move in the sense that like it's
not something. It's
you're
not like
taking
it's
away.
gonna,
Yeah, you're taking away from quarterback controversy. You're taking that's not a move you thought was
I
gonna
guess that
happen.
was something that I never thought was going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially a guy who's that young to say, "Oh, I want to move on." Like they're gonna abide. You're gonna listen to him. Like that's something that I don't know. I mean, it's not gonna shake up the NFL.
No.
But it was shocking enough for me to be like, "Oh, okay." I say big move. Big move is not the wrong word. Shocking. Like the elf. Like elf. Shocking.
Not a big elf guy.
You don't like you hate Christmas. You're Scrooge. You are Scrooge.
I'm more of a Jesus guy. It's about him. It's not about Kris Kringle trying to steal the holiday.
It was about Elf. Not Kris Kringle. It was about the Elf.
The Santa?
Did you watch the basketball game?
I did.
Man, if they could just stop turning the ball over.
13 turnovers in the first half.
And they were winning. That was the best half they had. They were winning. Now, they played unbelievable defense, which that's hard to do the way they were playing it all game on that one guy. But, yeah, 13 turnovers. And they're bad turnovers. It was like careless turnovers. And you can't do that. Can't win games that way.
It looked like both teams were playing hard because I failed to realize, but while I was watching the game until they said on the broadcast that Mississippi State was playing for a spot in the tournament while LSU was playing for an NIT, so both were competing, and you could tell the first half it looked like by the end of the first half, it looked like a rec game where you're just throwing it off your foot, you're throwing it to the other team, and everybody was dog tired because neither team was very deep, and so it just kind of got so sloppy, and LSU was able to kind of get away with it, and then you got to the second half, you're like, that's not going to be able to play. If Trey Hannibal is your leading scorer, which I love the hell out of him, like he couldn't play harder.
I wish he had another year.
You didn't have anybody else give you anything except for Mike Williams III.
I wish he had more time
to play football.
That'd be great. Maybe he can go to the combine.
He should.
Pro day. Go run the 40. He'll jump out of the gym. He'll have an unbelievable 3-cone drill. And he's going to probably run a pretty good 40.
And
he probably put up pretty good.
I was about to say the
pretty
bench
good
press
225, I would imagine. Yeah.
He's going to come sprinting
out. I mean, 6'2", 221 is what he's listed as. And if you watch this guy, he jumps out of the gym.
All of it.
And it is impressive.
He's going to be coming around the corner like Willie Mays Hayes at LSU.
Mississippi State, they are a top 25 defense. They are beating Tennessee right now 67-50.
That helps LSU's NIT more.
That helps LSU's NIT. It also probably puts Mississippi State in a conversation of maybe being like an 8 seed in the NCAA tournament. You know what I mean? Because that's their biggest one of the year.
Yeah.
You know, and so you're doing this. You're playing. What is the tourney like? They like who's playing, who's hot at the right time. Mississippi State's playing really good basketball. So. Yeah, good for them.
And they have a legitimate guy that always can.
You have a guy who's going to score 25.
A guy that can win you a tournament game and become somebody like, Hubbard.
Right. And look, defense. They have defense. They have length, and they have a point guard, right? And if you have a guy like that who can score and handle the ball and do those types of things, you have a chance to make it on a run.
I love the tournament when it's just the one-man show. Like
Me too.
Somebody that just goes nuclear for 40,
too.
and you're like, draft him in the first round.
He does it like 3 games in a row or something. Yeah.
Like that was the Kansas State point guard last year. Like, he might play himself into getting drafted,
No doubt.
lottery pick.
This may lose Tennessee the number
5'7".
one overall seed. I mean, number one seed.
A Rick Barnes special.
They're not going to get it. I don't think.
No, this is what Rick Barnes does. He gets all the way to when it gets to be whatever conference tournament he's in or March Madness, he shits the bed every time.
And Calipari does the opposite.
Yes.
Hey, you don't know us. We're not good. No, they're good this year, but we're gonna make our run.
Yeah, we're
Arkansas too now. Arkansas has been terrible all year, but somehow they're gonna end up in the tournament finals or something, and end up making like they did last year, right? They weren't supposed to be there. They got there, made a Sweet 16 or Elite 8 run, whatever it was. Was it Musselman?
Oh, yeah, the love muscle.
Yeah. Yeah. What a guy.
Arkansas seems to have that going on.
What a guy.
But, yeah, he would probably be the most upset. I feel like he's been putting feelers out to leave Arkansas. They win the SEC tournament and make a tournament run. He's like, damn it, I was trying to leave this place. Too bad.
Too bad.
Team
You're
wants
stuck.
it. Team
You're
wants
stuck.
it more. A lot of chemistry.
We
came together.
What crazy rumors they had, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, it was. That's what I'm saying. They must have figured something out off the court.
Had to. Team bonding.
Go to the restaurant.
Team bonding.
That's where it all happens.
Yeah, some team bonding right there.
Rick Pitino special.
Reset.
A
reset.
Let's figure this thing out.
Yep. All right.
Call the Hogs.
You got a mistake of the day? Speaking of mistakes.
Yeah. I do, and it's kind of the same thing. Mistake of the day.
Brought to you by our friends at Dozy Place. I don't even have this up. How about that?
So where'd it go?
Oh, the big reveal. We got a new sign.
We did not get a new sign.
It's a shirt partner.
It's a shirt partners.
Which is the curtain call.
Which is our curtain calls.
the mistake of the day goes to Ted Cruz in the state of Texas, who probably did.
You tried to when I brought this up on Wednesday. You're like, all right, I'm gonna come at this guy.
Well, Ted Cruz has a long list of things where he just seems like he always mushes Texas. Like every time he goes to a game, he went to a Texas Tech. What was it?
I can't say anything about that.
Yeah. Well, anytime he goes to a game, they lose.
Okay.
But now he has probably a lot of upset, probably people around voting age, because Pornhub blocks the entire state of Texas from visiting the website in response to age verification law because executives think it's unconstitutional. So
they think porn's unconstitutional, or like the law?
The law of having to verify so it can't be kids, I guess. I mean, those are potential voters when you're 16, 17, 18, and then 18-year-olds.
What?
And so you're blocking access to something that they probably want to see. And now in the day and age of not having to use like the home computer, like when you had to risk it for the biscuit, now you can just get on your phone. Like you guys are going to be pissed at Ted Cruz and girls. And,
you think?
Oh, yeah.
So they can't watch. They can't do anything.
You are
they can't go to the hub.
Menace, bro.
They can't do anything. So what is that gonna? Is that like? Does Louisiana have a similar law?
Well, yeah, that you have to like sign in and verify your age. But,
right,
or you
but they don't do that there.
Yeah, they're saying it's unconstitutional.
Is that a Louisiana law thing too?
No, Louisiana abides by the law, which is why I could still use the hub. But Texas was trying to challenge that you have to sign in because I'd imagine. Was it Ted Cruz that got caught?
I don't know.
He was caught purveying the website.
I don't know.
So he was probably tired of signing in. He didn't want his and Ashley Madison's situation where your email's out there. So he's like, this is unconstitutional. And so the hub goes the other way and says, fine, we think that you should have to. If you don't like it, you can't use it.
Well,
if you don't use it.
I'm so confused at what this thing even is. Like, so what is the mistake of the day?
The mistake of the day is what? As Texas lawmakers and their ability to probably get reelected.
They are preventing people from happiness, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
And preventing them from future success.
All right. Mistake of the day.
Mistake of the day.
Brought to you by our friends at Dozy Place.
And Lloyd.
And Lloyd. It's a great one.
For all of our Texas listeners, they're just blocking your IP address, so just get a VPN and you should be good.
If you need to know, just message Lloyd on the side. He'll help you out.
Yeah.
He knows all.
Lloyd has found his way to the trick on this. He knows
all the roundabout ways to get there. I like it. All right.
Lloyd, you're terrible.
Our curtain call.
Just off the VHS player.
Yeah.
Good God.
Yeah. Curtain call brought to you by our friends at Assured Partners.
And?
Me. What we got today?
Curtain call is to one Dylan Cruz.
Hey.
As everyone knows, obviously an LSU former superstar, now is in the league. The MLB The Show just dropped. It's digital deluxe pre-orders, which God knows, I guess you can buy it in advance, but then you just wait for it to download. Dylan Cruz, 89 overall spring breakout card in Diamond Dynasty mode.
Wow.
Which is, I would be thrilled if I was
Paul
him.
Skenes, do we know?
That didn't say. It's just,
okay.
Just,
wow, good for DC.
What do you think Skenes would be?
I mean, you got to be in the 90s.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if you're going to give a position player 89, which is great, after what you saw, like, you got to give Paul. Paul's going to be in the big leagues in a month.
Yeah.
He should start now.
Maybe less.
Yeah, they're not going to do that. Yeah. They're going to give him a month of starting.
That's why they came out so early and said that. Yeah. It was like, look, we're not about to. I know
because
you're going to keep watching him dominate.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're going to keep making steam for this. We're not. That's not.
We know exactly what's going to happen. He's going to go out there. He's going to throw 102. He's not going to give up any runs. He can give one home run his 2 starts ago. And everybody's going to look, oh, my God. Why is this guy not in the big leagues? We're going to just nip it in the bud.
We're going to let you know right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you feel like people are competing extra heavy against Skenes?
Yeah.
Of course. Anytime someone like that, every time I placed Garrett Cole, I was like.
How would they not have? Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I love facing Garrett Cole for that reason. Yeah, no doubt. Anytime you face someone like big league rehabber or big league guy or whoever, like, you're locked in. Because especially spring training, like, I know he's trying to get his work in. And I want to make him look silly, right? Just because I want to make myself look better. Yeah, no doubt. What you got?
I got my curtain call will go to the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Hey,
formerly also known as the Doyers.
The Doyers.
2020, homeless and diagnosed with schizophrenia.
Every year I love this.
Andrew Tolles, a former Dodgers player,
former teammate of mine,
used to be homeless, right? I just said that, obviously, but they have once again for every year since 2018. They've signed him to a $0 deal that'll allow him to keep his health insurance, I believe, to where he can keep getting treated for the problems that he's got going on in his life. And I think it's a super classy move for them to see one of them to be struggling the way he was in life, and for them to say, you know what, we should take care of him, and they continue to do that. So
he hadn't played. I think it says in here 2018. Yeah.
So, but he's still allowed to keep his health insurance through them, which is, if anybody doesn't know, it's top tier.
Yep. No doubt.
Yeah.
Shout out to them. That's
Shout out to
awesome.
them.
Every year it comes up around this time, and every year it's worth celebrating.
It's newsworthy. Yeah,
No doubt.
I think it's cool.
My current call is to the city
Texas
of Baton Rouge. Tomorrow is your day. St. Patty's Day parade is the day in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. It trumps Mardi Gras parades here. It trumps really everything else. It is going to be fun and electric, and I've enjoyed it. I have never got to experience St. Patty's Day in the last 3 years. I've been able to, and I am very much looking forward to it, like I do every year. I'm hoping the rain stays away. I don't want to mush it, but the weatherman has shown some good signs, and I hope it stays that way because it's going to be a fun day. Palooza is going to be fire, and so T.I. came out with a little promo today.
I saw that.
Yeah, VIP tickets are $200. I'm gonna sit in the regular people's seats today or this weekend.
There's 1,000% chance that doesn't happen. You'll
What?
finagle your way into a wristband. You're still on the highlight tape.
Am I?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. If you're out there, look for
Jared
me.
didn't make it.
If you're out there in the parade, look for me. Scream at me. I got footballs. I'm waiting until we get to the overpass, and I'm gonna let these things fly.
Are you signing him?
No, should I?
Thomas Morstead did.
Should I sign them?
Yeah, sure.
Why not?
Why
I'll do
not?
it tonight. We got
For
jealous.
5
We got
lucky
jealous shot
listeners.
syringes.
Say you subscribe to Mik'd Up, you'll get a signed.
How are they gonna have a sign out there? I subscribed
Yes.
to Miked Up, and with a target, and I'll nail it.
Perfect.
Or at least try to.
It's gonna have
We'll
some
see.
heat.
We'll see what happens with the arm by that time.
Further down the parade route, the harder it's gonna be coming in. Not as accurate, I'd imagine.
Oh no, coach.
It's humming all day.
And it's accurate. Probably more accurate actually towards the end.
Oh, you can
No
get
thoughts
that
coming
special,
through.
yeah.
No thoughts coming in the mind. It's gonna be, and they may be coming with some velo.
I know they will.
Now they're
be.
not getting real footballs. They're cushioned, but they're be coming with some velo. I mean, we had 2 years ago. We had my brother-in-law who was in a fraternity. He was up at this house, and they had the upstairs like with the window open. Now, God only knows what was happening up in that room. It seemed like it was a good time, but they had the window open, and I nailed it 3 straight times in a row with footballs right through the window. So I feel good about it. Feel good about it. Yep.
Well, they should put a sign
But that was
up.
also my first year out, so I was still, I hadn't thrown.
Trying to prove it. Maybe
I
there's
hadn't
a scout here.
I hadn't really. Maybe somebody sees me. I hadn't really thrown much in the last 3 years, but we'll see.
You wanted your Dennis Quaid moment?
Hey, just maybe someone sees. Who's that guy? Oh my God, he's still got it.
Oh, look, you signed the ball.
Fouls on
Put
the
your
mound.
phone number on there and your email.
Yeah.
If you need to contact.
If you need to contact me, my phone number. That'd be a good idea.
Uh-huh.
No phone number.
555.
5555.
Got a great memory.
888. There you go. But yeah, that's my current call. Good show today. Listen, we got some things coming in. Amazon was late on some packages for the studio.
Holiday season.
We had a desk. We had things coming in, different decorations. That's going to be postponed until this weekend. Hopefully, we have a different type of look. Every time we're progressing, we're getting better. So we'll have guests on next week, and we appreciate you staying with us. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you can't subscribe.
Well, you can always, yeah.
I mean, if you can't watch us and you don't like watching us and you like listening to us or anywhere you get your pods, are the pods working?
Yes.
Okay.
Wouldn't they be?
Well, I mean, can we finally stop? Can we finally start getting paid on our end for that? I know. I'm not gonna
Feels
let.
like that could be
We gotta do it. We gotta do it.
chain of command.
What do you mean?
Outsource it.
Well, you find the person outsourced. That's your job. I'm
right.
trying to do. I'm in the thick of it with the YouTube stuff right now.
Yeah.
I think there's no number to call, and so I don't know what to do, but I'm working on it. So we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe. Drink responsibly or unresponsibly, however you want. Just be safe.
Use
And
Uber
Use Uber or Lyft.
or taxi.
Do they still have those here?
Yeah, you gotta have one.
Actually, I can't. I use one in New York, an actual yellow cab.
Did you hail it?
Yeah. Taxi! Whoop! Showed up right there. It's great. It's easy. It's more convenient in New
Bigger
York to do it
cities.
than to try to find the Uber to find you because, but yeah. So be safe. Enjoy the weekend. We appreciate y'all. Enjoy LSU. LSU plays on SEC Network on Saturday. So if you're a little hungover, drunk, or partying still, throw the game on there to have a little bit. Why'd you do that when I said partying?
Yeah. It's a hard one.
If you're watching or you want to have a good time, just throw it up on the TV and enjoy the game while you're enjoying St. Patty's Day. So we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Have a good weekend. Peace.